Alrighty, good evening, or good evening. Wait a minute. Good morning. I've lost track of time, everyone. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. How's everyone doing today? Welcome, welcome. Today is Monday, the 1st of March, 2021. And already we've got changes about if you cannot hear it. Ladies and gentlemen, that familiar jingle jangle that you hear just very well could be Mr. Jasper Kitty, who just walked into the office. Hello, Mr. Jasper Kitty. How are you today? Welcome, Mr. Jasper Kitty, and welcome all of you to the stream. How's everyone doing? So first of all, today's March 1st. All right, and this week coming up may see some changes to the streams depending on how stuff happens. My wife is not home today. As I told you guys, coming up this week, my wife was potentially going to have some work schedule changes. Well, today, she's at work during the day instead of at night. And we're going to see how it goes. Supposedly, we're supposed to get answers about her ongoing schedule. Like, we have no idea what her work schedule is even going to be moving forward. It's highly dependent on what we find out today. Okay? So, it's very reasonable to expect that maybe moving forward, Kat will not be here during the daytime. And if that's the case, that means that the day streams, I will leave the door open and Jasper Kitty can join us during daytime streams. Okay? Usually it used to be just night streams because my wife used to work at night. You might say, well, what's the correlation of Jasper joining us during daytime streams? Well, the way it works is thus. I stream from a room of my house with a bunch of soundproofing foam inside. And the only way it really works is if I keep the door closed. If I have the door open, okay, when I talk, it booms through the house. And you can actually hear my voice all the way down the hallway, all the way down the stairwell, into downstairs when I'm streaming if the door's open, okay? So obviously, if someone is home, you know, if Kat is home, the last thing she wants to hear is every word I'm saying on stream booming through the house. So when I stream when she's home, I keep the door closed. And that allows me to have my work stay inside this workroom and not completely fill the house with my screaming voice. Okay? So, when Kat's not home, which used to be when she was working at night, I would have the door open, and that would allow Jasper to come in and join us at night whenever he felt like he wanted to join us. Right, buddy? He's giving me a look. He walked out in the hallway, but he turned around when I said his name. You can come in here whenever you want today, buddy, as long as you behave. Okay? So, yeah, Jasper used to join us late nights, but now, since it looks like my wife's work schedule may change, we're not sure yet. We're not 100% sure yet. Then he'll be able to join us during the daytime. So today, he will be able to be in here if he'd like. Now, obviously, today I'm playing an incredibly difficult game in Ghosts N Goblins. So if this little guy jumps in front of the TV and starts distracting me, he's got to go. There's no way. I can't even beat the first stage without a distraction. Can you imagine being completely distracted by this guy and trying to beat the game on Legend difficulty? You know? So, we'll see what happens today. Okay? But he is welcome, at least for the start of the stream, until we see what happens. Alright? Now, tomorrow is still going to be my day off, regardless of what happens. I have tomorrow off. Alright? But, moving forward, Tuesdays may no longer be my weekly day off. And in fact, it may not be the same day every week because it's going to depend on my wife's work schedule, which we're supposed to find out about these changes either today or later in the week. Okay? So, I won't be here tomorrow, but I'll be here on Wednesday. If everything goes normally and nothing changes, then Tuesday of next week will be my day off, but it's very, very likely there will be some changes. Okay? So, I'll let you guys know when we have more information, what's going to happen with the work schedule. Now, also, again, because we don't know exactly the hours my wife will be working, there is potential that the actual time of the regular streams may change. All right? But that's way less likely. More than likely what it'll be is just changes to our lifestyle behind the scenes. You know, it used to be we stay up super late because Kat would get home from work around like 11 p.m. or later. And so we'd end up staying up till like 2 in the morning, but you know, before we get to sleep. But now maybe that'll change. Maybe it'll be we go to sleep way earlier because if she has to work in the morning. And if that's the case, you know, we'll see. Again, we don't know yet. This is all speculation based off of guessing. And we don't have any, you know, I just want to throw it out there that there may be changes coming. My day off may be different. Jasper may be joining me during the daytime streams rather than the nighttime streams. And there may be other schedule changes, although that's less likely. Okay? I'll let you guys know when we have more info. So that's one big change coming to the streams in March. Okay? Another big change, as you can see, we have the return of the subscriber goal. So finally there's incentive for people to subscribe again outside of just getting access to over 40 emotes and not having to watch ads and getting a cool chat crown. So what is the subscriber goal for the month? We talked about this on pre-stream yesterday. You guys seem to like the idea that we need to do some kind of a special event. And in this case, instead of being a marathon of games, okay, or a viewer's choice, instead it would be one style of game in a marathon setting. Now, my idea is classic Super Mario Brothers. Me trying to complete Super Mario Brothers 1 and the Lost Levels within one stream, and then you guys doing kind of channel point challenges. Like, can Phil beat this stage on the first try? Can he beat it within 3 lives? How long will it take Phil to beat World 2 of this game, etc.? You see what I'm saying? I think that would be neat, because it would be something different that I've never done before. I have never done anything like that before, okay? Something unique. And you guys really like using the channel points in these predictions. It seems to make things a lot more interesting, okay? Now, that's just my idea. I threw it out there yesterday. I said, if you guys have a different idea for a different kind of gaming marathon that I could do, like a style of game or a certain game that you think you'd like to see me play all in one marathon sitting, I would consider that as well, okay? So that's the goal. This month, if we hit 725 subscribers, that's concurrent, meaning we have that all at once. If we hit that at some point during the month, we will be doing some kind of a special marathon, all right? What I'm thinking of is over the course of the next 1 to 2 weeks, we will talk about this regularly together on the streams. I will take in your feedback, and what we may do is have a poll of like 3 possible marathons that could take place, and you guys would vote on what marathon you'd like to see, okay? Now, similarly how we've done in previous sub goals, if we do hit this sub goal and we get to a tier 2 sub goal, then we'd probably add on other things for that marathon. For example, a special episode of DSP Tries It, which I haven't done now in a while. You see, we could have a DSP Tries It, we could do other stuff, special things, variations to the marathon, okay? So, that's what I'm thinking, okay, potentially. Let's brainstorm together over the next week or two. Let's think about it. Let's see if we can hit the subscriber goal to begin with, because it's not guaranteed we're going to hit it. And if we hit it, great. Then we can work on tier 2, tier 3 goals and get other ideas for things we can add into the event. Okay? That's my idea for March. I hope that sounds good to you. I hope that refreshes the streams a bit. I know in February it was kind of not as exciting for various reasons. So hopefully things will pick up a little bit this month. Okay? Good stuff. All right, now let's talk a little bit. Let's talk about what you guys can expect today, what you can expect next week coming up, and all that jazz. Today, right now, it is the continuation of Ghosts N Goblins Resurrection. I started playing this on release day on Thursday. This game whipped my ass. This game, the default difficulty the game gives you is Legend, which is the hardest possible difficulty. It is incredibly challenging, incredibly hard. It's like all odds are stacked against you. I got to the first checkpoint. The first checkpoint. I couldn't beat the rest of the stage. Apparently I'm getting near the very end of it, but I haven't gotten to it yet. Okay? So, at the end of the last stream, which was 3 hours long, I couldn't beat it, but I found out that there's magic in the game. And so, today I'm going to try to implement said magic to get past where I am and get on to the next stage and go from there. Alright? Let's see what happens. Hopefully, we can have advancement. Hopefully. Because, good lord, if we go another stream and I don't beat one stage, that's going to be pretty bad. I'm just saying. People are going to get pretty bored. It was funny because last stream, people were screaming for me to lower the difficulty. I'm like, you guys are always asking me to go for the hardest difficulty. Now you finally get a taste of what it's like, and now you want me to change it. You're like, geez. You can't make up your minds. Isn't that interesting? How quickly the tables have turned, right? All right. So we're going to stick with Legend for today and see what happens. All right. So that's today's major gameplay stream. I'm sure we'll be doing channel points wagers and stuff on if I'm actually going to beat it and stuff like that and go from there. Later tonight, it's my weekly stream of Fall Guys. So far, I've now played this 3 straight weeks. You guys seem to enjoy it. There's enough variation in the stages and stuff that it hasn't gotten stale yet. And I say yet because sadly this game does tend to get stale after a bit. I feel the reason that it hasn't gotten stale is number one, because I didn't play it in so long that there was enough new content to support me playing it for a bit. And of course, number two, the new channel points prediction system where people are able to guess, oh, will he win? Will he make top 3, etc. And people get excited for that. And it gives a new added element of entertainment, you see. So, we'll see how that goes tonight. That should be fun, I hope. If it ends up being boring for the first time, then we don't have to keep doing it, okay? There's many other things we can do as late streams. I'm open to that. I'm off from streaming tomorrow, as I've already mentioned. No streams going on tomorrow. I'll be out and about grocery shopping. In fact, tomorrow, I will be getting ingredients for a homemade Italian... What did you say, buddy? Jasper, what did you say? Did you hear him? He meowed. Hello, buddy. He's talkative today. Tomorrow, I'll be getting my ingredients for my homemade Italian sauce recipe so that I can actually make a pot of that. We haven't had it in a while. We have not had sauce for about 3 weeks, and we haven't had a chance to head out and get all the different ingredients. So, yes, I'll be doing that sometime this week. But we need to get the ingredients, and we have to go to various places to get them. They're not all available just at the local grocery store. We kind of have to go a little bit around to get all the ingredients for it. So that'll be during my day tomorrow. I'll be back on Wednesday. All right, so let's talk about this week. Now, again, everything I'm about to say, guys, is tentative, and it's based on what happens with my wife's work schedule, which we don't know yet. We may know it today. We may know it tomorrow. I don't know yet. But once I get the information, I'll let you know, okay? Wednesday, it's looking like it's going to be the continuation of Super Mario 3D World. We're currently in Flower World, which is like the 3rd secret world. First it was Star World, then Mushroom World. Now we're in Flower World, and we're continuing on with the completionist run. All right, that's going to be the major stream, and then Wednesday night's going to be Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, fun multiplayer stream, lots of channel points wagering. New map that we've been playing is pretty interesting, the Apocalypse map, and I just unlocked the Sledgehammer, and I'm actually working towards unlocking the Machete, which looks to be even better than both the Sledgehammer and the knife. So pretty cool. All right. On Thursday, it's the return of Ask the King. This is the first time I've done an Ask the King episode since Christmas. So over 2 months it's been waiting. It's finally coming back. This is my Q&A show where I answer your questions. I urge you to make the show better. Please post up your questions ahead of time by typing !Ask the King into the stream chat. That'll bring up the link by which you can post up questions on my forums. Please do so. The more questions I get for the show ahead of time, the better the show is. So please post up your questions. All right? Please do. Cool. Thanks for those who do. All right, that's the major stream on Thursday. Thursday night, it'll be my weekly late night chill stream of Yakuza 7. By the way, we are very quickly approaching what appears will be the end of my Yakuza 7 post-game run, because I am basically hitting all the max levels I need. Everyone's already level 99. Everyone has maxed out a certain job and working on a second job now. And after this stream on Thursday, it looks like we'll probably max them out. Hey, Jasper, stop doing that. He's playing with my... Hey, no. Don't chew on a headphone wire. Jasper, don't do that. That's going to hurt you. I don't want you to get hurt, buddy. He doesn't know better. He's trying to be silly and he's swatting wires and stuff. He's being a nut. Just don't do that. I don't want you to get hurt, okay? And there he goes back to doing it again. Don't do that. You're going to get hurt. It's a powered wire. We don't want to get hurt, man. Okay? Be a good kitty. I know. This is all new for him. He's never really been in this office during the daytime. He doesn't know what's going on. He's like, where's Kat? Why isn't she home during the day like usual? Why am I in here now? He's completely confused. Well, I understand why. Things are a little different. And things may be different, buddy. Sometimes you gotta roll with the changes, you know? Okay, so anyway. Yakuza 7, Thursday night. Likely the last late night chill stream of that where we're going to be grinding. And after that, I may go back to the Super Dungeon the next week to try to take it out and finish it up. Okay? Friday, it's the continuation of Divinity Original Sin 2 as the major stream. Okay, and then Friday night, it'll be my weekly throwback Street Fighter session. So, that being said, that's kind of the next few days. Now, over the weekend, I'm planning on doing another major Call of Duty multiplayer session. In fact, I've enjoyed playing Call of Duty so much recently. I'm going to do 2 more sessions, so basically 3 sessions of Call of Duty this week. Yeah, I'm planning on doing one late night on Wednesday, probably one is the main stream on like Saturday, and another one maybe Sunday night. That's a lot of Call of Duty, but I've been having so much fun with it. I want to play a lot of it. And again, you guys like the channel points predictions, okay? So I'd like to keep doing that. So that should be fun. All right. All right. And then, there'll be more of the continuation of everything. In fact, if I take a look here at the schedule, I'll bring it up here just to make sure I'm not missing anything. But, let's see here. Oh, crap. What did I click on? Here we go. Right. There's going to be more Ghosts N Goblins Resurrection. There's going to be more Divinity Original Sin 2. And more Super Mario 3D World after that initial session on Wednesday. So it'll be a good mix this week. It'll be a good variety of stuff coming up this week, okay? And I hope that sounds good to you guys. Now, there's always potential that if something happens, if something, interesting happens, if something, new comes out, that we could just jump in and play that. Because right now, none of the playthroughs we're doing are really new releases that are, you know what I mean? Nothing major, nothing insanely exciting. There's no major AAA release I'm playing right now. If something changes and someone wants to see something, we could do something differently. But this is what I'm rolling with for this week, okay? Fair enough? Jasper, what did I say about that wire? You stop being silly. He's playing with the wire again. Don't do it, buddy. Jasper, don't do it, buddy. I don't want you to get hurt. Come on. Don't do it. I know you don't want to get hurt. He's being silly. He's rolling on the floor. Whenever he's very excited about stuff, like he's in a good mood, he rolls on the floor. Whether it's on a carpeting or whatever, he loves to roll on the floor. And then he'll start playing with stuff. So, like, if he has one of his twisty toys, he'll start batting it around and chasing it. Right now, the only thing dangling in front of him is my headphone wire. So he's kind of like swatting at the headphone wire, which obviously I don't want him to do. I don't want him to get hurt. So. No, Jasper, I said stop. Hey, stop it. Stop batting that. Come on, man. Come on, be a good kitty. Jasper, I just said don't bite that. Come on. Really, I don't want to throw you out of the office. I don't. I don't want you to throw it out of the office, but I don't want you to get hurt. This is for your own good, man. You gotta listen. You gotta listen, buddy. I hope he listens. I don't want to throw him out. Hey, now you're chewing this wire. Oh, my God. I turned my head for a second. He's chewing a different part of the wire. Stop chewing the wire. You rascal. That's it. Jasper, come on. He's a nut. He's a nut. All right, now he went behind the TV. You could chill back there if you want. That doesn't bother me if you hang out back there, but I don't want you chewing this wire, buddy. That's not good. You hear me? Don't chew the wire. You can play. Come on. You really. He's really being a stinker. Jasper, don't chew the wires. You can do anything else you want in this room. Here, you know what? Go in the closet. Here, look. Look what I did. I opened the closet for you. You can go explore in there. Go ahead. Go explore in the closet. I know you like going in there. Hopefully that gets his attention. All right, anyway. So this week will be a mix of stuff. If anything new comes out or anything happens, because you never know what's going to happen these days, I have the ability to adjust the schedule. He just chewed the wire again. Stop that. Stop chewing the wire. Hey! I said no. Stop that. What I need to get him to do is do something good and then give him positive reinforcement. I said stop chewing that damn wire. I'm going to chew you. How would you like it if I just started biting you, huh? How'd you like that? I don't think you like that very much. So why are you biting the wire? Come on. There's electricity in that thing. I don't want you to get hurt. What a nut. What a nut. All right, anyway. See, I'm trying to be nice to him this morning. I don't want to throw him out. But you know what I probably should do? I should get him a real toy, so that way he'll play with a real toy in here. All right, hold on a second, everyone. I know this is not the norm for the pre-stream. Let me go see if I can find like a Twisty or something else that I can get him to play with. Okay? Hold on a second here. Habib Gaming, that's not correct. He says Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time is coming out March 18th. Nope, it got indefinitely delayed. It's not coming out there anymore. Whatever you're reading is outdated. Okay. All right, Jasper, since you want to be a stinker butt, I'm going to see if I can find something to play with. Are you going to follow me? Do you want me to get you a Twisty? Is that what it is? Oh my goodness. He is so confused. He has no... see, there's a toy we have in the bedroom. It's one of those things where those balls, like little ping pong balls, and you could swat them around in a circle in a ring of plastic. He likes that, so I got him to start playing with it. But now, of course, I left, so now he's like, oh. Oh. Jasper Kitty, you're a nut. All right, hold on. Maybe I'll actually get him one of his Twisty toys. Hold on. Oh my goodness. There it is. Well, here, I didn't know you brought it down. You brought it downstairs. Here's the Twisty right here. Here's the Twisty. That's the Twisty. I'll bring it up if you want to play with it. You're a nut. Oh my goodness. Got it. You want to play with it in the office? Alright. Alright, I brought his real toy in here, so maybe he'll actually play with it. I don't care if he plays with his real toy in here. That's good if he does that. Alright, guys. Sorry that the pre-stream got derailed by the kitty. You know this is going to happen. Whenever there's a change, you know. So anyway. So we'll see what happens this week. Sub goal in effect. Please consider subbing to the channel for the month of March to make a marathon event happen. We don't know what it's going to be yet. My idea was Classic Mario, but I'm sure you guys will come up with other ideas, and likely there'll be a poll to determine what that classic or what that marathon will end up being. Okay? Schedule for the week is tentative, but sounds good. You know, balance of Super Mario 3D World, Ghosts N Goblins Resurrection, more Divinity Original Sin 2, lots more Call of Duty since you guys have been liking it. I've been liking it so much. Street Fighter, Yakuza, all the good stuff. All right, so good variety of stuff coming up this week. Of course, tomorrow's my day off, but that may change depending on what happens with my wife's work schedule. So there you go. That's all of it in a nutshell. All right? Whew. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue, shall we? I got all derailed here now. So, let's talk. What else is going on right now? The only other thing that you guys need to know is nominations for the upcoming Viewer's Choice event are still open. I actually haven't had a chance to close them off. They are going to get closed off sooner rather than later, whether it's today or tomorrow or, you know, I need to close that off and make the poll, but I just haven't had any free time to do so. But hopefully I will. So I hope you guys will, keep nominating by typing ! Viewer's Choice into the stream chat. It's your very last chance. Like, literally, it's your last chance to do so. Okay? So please nominate. Then the poll will be created. You guys will be able to vote and determine what the Viewer's Choice event will be. And once that's determined, that'll be a playthrough also that'll be hitting the lineup this month. Okay? Excuse me. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm an independent content creator, and that means I don't have any sponsorships with any major company. I don't get paid a flat rate to stream. I don't shill any products on my streams. When I stream, I'm 100% honest. That's why many people have said I've had the 12 plus years of longevity that I've had. They appreciate the fact that I'm an honest guy who never sold out, and I don't shill a ton of stuff on my streams. Thank you for allowing me to do what I love for a living. This is the best job I've ever had, and it's because of your crowdfunding support every day on stream that I'm able to do it. Your cheers, your subs, your tips all help me out tremendously, all right? Please understand that contributions are not mandatory on my stream. They are completely optional. I am grateful for every single contribution that comes in, and that's why I go out of my way to try to give a shout out to every single person who contributes, because I really feel that this is people showing me they feel what I do has meaning outside of just some guy dicking around with games, and they want it to continue, and I thank you for that. And my continued ability to do this, I am very, very grateful. All that being said, a few quick things. Number one, tips are preferred. Right now, I'm trying to raise enough funds behind the scenes to pay my tax guy so he'll file my taxes. I made a little bit of headway of that this week, but not all the way yet. And I basically need to now get through a couple of weeks of paying bills and the like. What the heck? Oh, she's chewing his twisty. I need to get through a couple of weeks of paying bills and the like, and then I can get back to saving for that again. So all tips are appreciated. All right. Please consider tipping if you can. That is the preferred method of contribution. I still appreciate cheering and subbing. They help a ton. But tipping helps me in the short term with this, what I'm trying to get past right now. We have tips goals in effect. If I raise $50 in tips on a stream, I'll put on my gunner glasses. If I raise $100 in tips, I'll put on a vest. And the last vest that I wore was the camo vest. So that means the other vests today are beige, blue, red, platinum, and gray are all eligible if we hit the tips goal. If we somehow, by some freak of nature, to double the tips goal today, I'll wear 2 vests at once, which is incredibly silly, but that's what people thought I should do, so I'll continue to do that as the Tier 2 tips goal, alright? Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. Ladies and gentlemen, a couple quick things I like to do to try to give you guys some pointers on staying safe on the internet. If you are a regular stream viewer or chatter or contributor here on my streams, I strongly recommend that you take whatever your online name is here on Twitch and you diversify that from what you use everywhere else. If you use the same name, people can use that to go around the internet and harass you various places if they don't like you for some reason. And particularly people who are regulars here, sometimes they become the focus of trolls. And I don't want you being trolled all over the internet simply because you watch my streams. Okay? So please be careful and diversify your name. Don't use the same name other places. In addition, I strongly recommend you turn off direct messages here on Twitch. It just opens up the floodgates for people to troll you more and harass you. I personally have my direct messages set to only friends can send me one. Okay? Now, in addition to that, if you are considering tipping me, as I mentioned, it's the best way to contribute on my streams. It's going to help me in the short term with taxes and other stuff going on, and I appreciate those tips that come in. Please verify your PayPal account. What that means is that you go to your PayPal account and you actually put in your real-life identification information such as bank account or excuse me, other identifying qualifications. I think it's different depending on where you live. But the reason that's important is very simple. I got a lot of fraud in the last year. A lot of people doing fake tips with stolen credit cards, which then came back to bite me in the ass. I don't want that to continue to happen. In the last couple of months, I have significantly reduced the amount of fraud against my streams because people have verified their PayPal accounts. When you have a verified PayPal account, if you try to commit fraud, you're on the hook for it. You'll go to jail, because your real-life info is linked to that transaction, and if you lie, you've broken the law legally, and you could go to jail. So no one's going to commit fraud against a verified PayPal account, you see? That's why I only accept tips from verified accounts, all right? So please go the extra mile if you can and verify your PayPal account. Thank you to those in the last month who have. By the way, verified PayPal accounts help you guys out in the long term because you can use that to have fraud protection for yourself. When you go buy and sell stuff on the internet, you get fraud protection if you have a verified account, so it makes sense to do so. All right. Good stuff. All right, my friends. Let's now move on. I have a couple things in gaming news I'd like to talk about today, and then we're going to move on to, your contributions and shout-outs for what you guys have said here this morning. Okay? The biggest news going on right now on the internet, Elden Ring. The trailer apparently exists. It hasn't been publicly released yet. But someone got their eyeballs on it and recorded about 30 seconds of Elden Ring trailer and uploaded it to the internet. It looks completely legit. it doesn't look like it's fabricated or faked. It definitely looks to me like it is real. Okay? So Elden Ring is the upcoming game from Software that we haven't heard a piece of info about in 3 years. From Software should understand why it's so overhyped, because they haven't said anything about it in 3 years. And because of that, of course, people are going to be ridiculously hyped, and we want info. We haven't had anything new from Software since Sekiro, which was, 2 years ago now? So, of course, people want information. So they made this trailer and apparently didn't leak it. Excuse me. Apparently they didn't officially release it. It was leaked. Somehow someone got their hands on it, recorded it, and put it on the internet. In the 30 seconds that have released, it looks like Dark Souls with a Bloodborne kind of a twist, and you could ride horses. So, for me, it looks good because it looks like Dark Souls, and that's what everyone wants. After Sekiro, I think everyone agrees, just go back to your Dark Souls formula, because Sekiro wasn't as good as Dark Souls, just being honest. So, I am excited, and the thing that I actually like about this, you can ride a horse. Why do I like that? I'll tell you why I like that. Because you don't have to run around on your feet the whole freaking game. Like every other From Software... excuse me. Every other From Software game. We were trudging along on your feet the entirety of the game, and it takes forever to get to point A to point B. Now you'll actually have a horse. And the other cool thing about that is, perhaps, because you have a horse, perhaps the levels will be much bigger. Perhaps the levels will be way more open world. You see? If you have a horse, it kind of makes you think, okay, this is going to be more open world exploration now, and more stuff rather than just linear. Because let's be honest, with Dark Souls, Bloodborne, etc., even though those games are open world, they could tend to be pretty linear. You can't go to a certain area until a certain criteria is met. You know what I mean? Or, you get to a certain point in the game, oh, now this gate opens, you can move on. While, if this game has a horse and you could traverse an open world, it could be a very different experience from what From Software has put out up until this point. A true open world exploration From Software game, right? Could be neat. I don't know. It's all hypothesis at this point. It's all speculation because they didn't officially release anything. This was leaked. And it's only 30 seconds of the trailer. But definitely it looks like Dark Souls, for sure. There shows a boss that looks like a big Dark Souls, almost like an executioner demon or death boss. Yeah, it's definitely Dark Souls-esque. Of course, it shows some weapons that don't look so much like Dark Souls. Maybe they look a little bit more like Bloodborne. I don't know. But looks good to me. Now, what's going to happen, likely, is From Software is now going to have their hand forced, and they're going to have to release something official, because you can't have half of your trailer leak without the... You know what I mean? Like, that's not what they wanted. They wanted it to be out when they felt that it was ready to present, and the fact that it leaked like this, now they're going to be like, well, I guess we should just release the whole thing, so that way at least people have the complete picture, and they're not making all these crazy suppositions and stuff that may not be true. Okay? So I guess we'll see what happens. Maybe in the next few days we'll actually get something official since it leaked like this. Now you might say, well, why did this happen, right? Well, a couple things. First of all, we're in an internet-based society now, okay? We're an internet-based society. Everything's internet-based. It's not like wait till E3 or anything anymore. COVID changed that, all right? And even then, before COVID, a lot of these major game publishers and companies were deciding that their focus was going to be on digital presentations online rather than in person at E3 anyway, all right? And because we are all kind of still suffering from COVID and video games have become as big as they have, hype for games like this is at an all-time high. The fact that they have put out zero information about this game in 3 years, it definitely says something. They're really doing their best to try to keep it under wraps, and that just builds anticipation even further. All right? So, obviously, if someone could get their hands on any concrete information about this game, they were going to do their best to do so, and they did. So, this is not shocking to me that this happened, but I'm sure that From Software is pretty upset because this is not what they wanted to happen. They wanted it to be on their own terms, So, hopefully we get more info. Outside of that, as for gaming news, I don't think there were any other major announcements this morning or overnight. I do want to say something here, and I don't know if it's just my Twitter social media feed or not. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about this. recently, out of nowhere, I say the last month, okay, I follow the different gaming related feeds on Twitter. For some reason, my feed on Twitter, which I'm trying to follow to listen about news and trends, has been inundated completely with Minecraft YouTubers and content creators. Okay, now listen, I don't care. That's perfectly valid. These guys are putting out content for an audience. By the way, it's a much younger audience. I know, because all you got to do is look at the people who follow them and you're like, wow, these are basically kids who watch these guys, and that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I know Minecraft exists. I know people constantly put out Minecraft content. I know that most of the Minecraft content is for a younger audience, and a lot of it is, I call them meme streamers. Here's what I mean by that. They're not putting out anything meaningful. Every day they're putting on a stream with a bunch of other guys they collaborate with, and they do silly streams full of jokes and memes for kids. That's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that kind of content creation. That's not what I do. I do ongoing playthroughs where I try to do, actual complete runs of games and a variety of games. Very different from someone who focuses in on one piece of content and tries to pump it out to entertain a different kind of audience. You guys know I'm not trying to put out content that little kids are going to watch. You know that, right? But all that being said, what I'm curious, what triggers a social media site like Twitter to think that that's like the only important thing in gaming? Like, what prioritizes the trends? What prioritizes what they show in their feeds? Because up until about a month ago, this never happened. Up until about a month ago, the gaming feed that I was following on Twitter always followed the trends for new hot games, what people were saying about new releases, or if there was news of an upcoming game, that would hit the feed. And now it's like the majority of things that are coming through that feed for me are like Minecraft. A Minecraft content creator tweeted something, and all their followers, who are all young kids, freaked out and retweeted and liked it, and it ends up getting like 50,000 likes, and then it shows up in the feed. I'm like, that's great, but that doesn't mean it's pertinent to anyone outside of the Minecraft community. I don't care about what a Minecraft content creator is gabbing about today. I don't care that it's one of their birthdays. I don't care that they did a meme. I don't care that two of them are getting into an argument. And this is literally every day what's coming through my gaming feed, to the point where I'm like, I might unfollow the gaming feed. Like, I don't care about that. I just don't give a shit about all this stuff Minecraft related. And not to say that, again, I'm not shitting on that community. They can do whatever they want, and that's perfectly valid. But that's not 100% what should be coming through my gaming feed on Twitter. So why is it that I'm completely inundated with this stuff? And by the way, it's not like YouTube. Because on YouTube, God forbid you ever watch a video on YouTube outside of what you normally watch. Seriously. Look out. Because holy shit, if you watch a single video on YouTube, YouTube will then put your entire fucking related videos feed will be videos from that one person you watched a video from. So you could misclick. You could accidentally click on something, and then that person's videos will show up for 2 months in your recommended videos, even though you never even wanted to watch it. That's how stupid YouTube's algorithm is. I never actively clicked on any Minecraft content creator's tweet. So I can't even imagine what criteria Twitter uses to determine, oh, this is a big-time gaming tweet that needs to be highlighted today. I don't understand that. It confuses me that this has become... Because, again, previous months, like I'd say the last 6 to 8 months, most of the gaming stuff that I saw on Twitter in that feed was, oh, here's a big game announcement. Here's people's reactions to a new release that just came out. Here's a new game trailer that everyone's hyped for. That's the kind of stuff I want to follow. That allows me to talk about gaming news and stuff every day on my pre-streams here. Not, oh, did you hear that this Minecraft YouTuber said this on stream, and then this one reacted, and they're doing a collaborative stream tomorrow where they're going to hash this out, but there's going to be this kind of content on that stream. Then you look, and it's like a bunch of 8-year-olds talking in the feed about Minecraft. I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure I don't need to be following this. This is not pertinent to me or my content I put out or my audience. Why is this there? So, it's frustrating. It's very frustrating. Someone says, I watched half of Downfall of Boogie. Actually, I watched the whole video. Because people talk about Boogie all the time on the internet, and I wanted to see what that was all about. I watched that like halfway through last year or earlier than that. I wanted to see what it was all about, what all the controversy about that guy was. And quite frankly, it seems really stupid, just like everything else on the internet. Doesn't seem like anything important. She's like really dumb. Sorry if I didn't find any horrible reasons to hate Boogie from watching that stupid video. Anyway. Alright, so anyway, yeah, I'm just curious. And I'm wondering, do any of you follow the gaming feed on Twitter? Have you been seeing the same thing? Or is it just me? Like, am I the unlucky one that's gotten bombarded with Minecraft content? And the thing is, too, it's not even Minecraft content. I could see if, like, oh, here's a tweet and here's stuff about Minecraft. It's not. It's all, like, kiddie drama stuff. This guy said this about this guy. Did you hear this guy said this on stream about this? Like, what? Like, this is something that, like, again, 8-year-olds to, like, 14-year-olds would talk like this. And this is the content that they're pushing as the top gaming content on Twitter. I'm like, what is this? You know, like, I don't want to see that. Oh, yeah? Golden Cold says the Twitter feed is getting worse than Facebook at this point. That's not good. Ah, interesting. Benzugo Live says, see, I don't see that stuff, but my location is set to the UK, so it's very possible that the feeds are different depending on your geographic location. I didn't even think about that. It could be that because some of these Minecraft YouTubers are big content creators in America, that they get pushed here, right? Huh. Someone just said, well, it's based on your demo and what you've been searching for. I promise you, I've never searched in my entire life. Not once have I ever searched for one of these Minecraft content creators. I didn't even know who they were. Like, you hear their names. Tommy Innit. Dream. I'm like, who are they? I don't even know what this is. I'm seeing in my feed constantly. I don't know what this is. And then you have to, then you take a look at it. Oh, okay. I guess I get it now, but I don't care about it. No, Jasper, now you were behaving. Go get your twisty. If you want to play, go get the twisty. Do not bite that wire. Jasper, I just said no. Come on, you were behaving nicely. He was behaving all this time, and now he's going to start acting up again. So anyway, guys, that's really all I got to talk about. Let's get the shout-outs, okay? Let's get the shout-outs for people who've contributed. Get this stuff going. Okay. What's this? All right. So. Wow. I'm drinking seltzer water. I just belched very deliciously. Excuse me. All right. So some shout outs, everyone. First of all, shout out to Geographics, who subscribed to the channel overnight. Thank you, Geographics, for the Prime sub. I appreciate that. A few hours ago, Technical 2070 stopped by and tipped me about $7.50, and I appreciate that. That was before the stream started, but I should still give him a shout out here. He says, Phil, no, Jasper, I said no. Come on, buddy. All right, I'm going to go get his twisty to try to distract him. Hold on, it's over here. Jasper, your twisty's right over here. Look, this is what you chew on. The twisty. I missed the door. Here, hold on, ready? Ready? Twisty. Go get it. There, it's in the hallway chasing it now. All right. So Technical 2070 tipped me $7.50. It says, Phil, I've been listening to all of your old Ask the Kings and vlogs that you've posted. After watching several of them, one thing I noticed is how much better quality everything is now and how you've actually grown as a streamer. You're the best one around and always will be number one. Well, thank you very much for the very nice compliments. I do like to feel that over the years the quality has gone up of the shows and the stuff that I do. I mean, it's particularly once I finally got into this particular room of my house and I put in the soundproofing foam and the professional grade mic. The one thing that really has been lagging behind is my webcam. My webcam is very old, and I know that there's probably tons of better ones out there now. That's one thing I'd like to improve maybe by the end of this year, okay? But outside of that, yeah, everything's become way more professional. That's for sure. So thank you very much for the compliment, and thank you for the contribution. All right. The first contribution to the stream today is from Golden Colts. Let's get Golden Colts up here on the leaderboard for his cheer. Why is there a capital O? A 50-bit cheer from Golden Colts. He says, have you ever stopped going to a restaurant because the staff began to remember you and try to establish rapport with you? Hold on. He says, it can be tricky when you just want a turkey hero, but the guy just starts asking you how you've been doing and all this other stuff. And we actually had a conversation about this on the pre-stream before I actually started talking to you guys on the pre-stream. We were doing it in the chat. And seems to be that there's like a happy medium. If you go to a restaurant and you're a regular and someone recognizes you, that's a nice thing usually, especially if it's someone who maybe like knows what you like to order and you like to get kind of the same things. Like Kat and I have a restaurant that we go to. It's a breakfast / lunch place. I guess you call it a brunch place. And it's this very small place, and we're some of the few people who've actually gone back to eat there in person since the restrictions for COVID were lifted about a month or two ago. It was about a month ago. And they recognize us, and they remember our drinks that we like. Usually I like to get iced tea, and Kat usually gets a coffee because I prefer to get like a lunch item, and usually she gets like a breakfast. See? So when we go there, they recognize us, and usually they bring out our drinks right away. All right? But that being said, does this person, this waitress or waiter, bust out with giant conversation and talk to us for 25 minutes? No. Right? And maybe that's a good thing. The thing is, I think it's different for everyone. There are some people, when they're going out to eat, maybe they like to have a little bit of rapport with their server because it makes you feel like more personable. Some people maybe don't like that. Some people maybe they're like, man, I'm all about just sitting down, having a meal, and relaxing and not being bothered. So really it depends on the person, and I think it's actually a challenging part of maybe waitstaff's job is to read the room and see what kind of a person someone is, if they like that interaction, and maybe they'll even enjoy that social interaction a little more. Maybe it'll even result in better service ratings and maybe a better tip. Then maybe they would have more of that social interaction. Or maybe it's the opposite, right? Maybe they don't like that, and they're annoyed by it. You know, it all depends on the person, really. You have to find that happy medium where everyone is happy. The other thing is, if the waiter is sitting there talking to you for 25 minutes, where's the food? You know what I'm saying? Like, they also have a job to do outside of just being sociable with the customers. So that's my take on it. If I go to a restaurant and I get recognized and they help me out a little bit by saying, oh, I know what you like to drink, and they bring it out for you in advance or whatever, that's pretty nice, okay? But would I want to sit there and talk with a waiter or waitress for an hour? Probably not. I probably want to be left alone to spend time with my wife, especially considering the fact that I only get to go out with my wife once a week. That's our time together. You know, I'd like to focus on her, not on the waitstaff. So, another day on the terrace cheered, says something very stupid about detractors in public, which will never happen, so I'm just going to ignore it. Thank you for the cheer. Snow Carl cheered, he said, have you considered getting a cat, walker, or a Manny for Jasper Kitty now that you won't be around during days? What? Snow Carl, you should learn proper English so I understand what you're saying. I don't know what the fuck you just said. Toadfish Rebecca has subscribed to the channel. Sorry, I completely butchered your name there. All right? But I appreciate the sub. Thank you for the support. FL Gibson cheers, said, I would love to see Zelda 1 and 2 by you as the upcoming sub-goal marathon. See, that's a good idea. I actually said this on the stream the other day. I have never in my life played Legend of Zelda 1 and 2. I know that sounds crazy. I haven't. I actually played Zelda Link to the Past as my very first full-on Zelda playthrough. I never played Zelda 1 or 2. I've seen them played. I know what they are, but never played them myself. So that could be pretty neat to be playing the classic games, right? Play those on the stream as part of the marathon. Again, just part of the idea. It doesn't have to be that. I'm just saying these are ideas that we're coming up with as to what would be interesting as part of a marathon event as a sub-goal reward, right? So, okay. Very nice. And thank you for the cheer. Thank you for the idea. So right now, I guess the two possibilities would either be Classic Mario or Classic Zelda. Those are the two that were kind of, at least as early ideas for the upcoming sub-goal marathon. Okay. Another day on the terrace cheered and said, why can't we get a weekly DSP Tries It? I'll tell you why. Because I used to do that for the longest time. How many years running was DSP Tries It a nearly weekly series? And two things happened. Number one, I got tired of doing it weekly because I didn't want to eat fast food on a weekly basis anymore. I mean, DSP Tries It was primarily fast food. If ever I ventured outside of that and I did a drink or something else, people complained that episode was boring. Get back to the food. So, I don't want to eat fast food every week. I'm getting older. I shouldn't be eating fast food every week. It should be a rarity for me. And so it's not healthy for me to be forcefully eating fast food, a week to do DSP Tries It. That's number one. Number two, the whole series kind of lost its way when YouTube changed everything. What I mean by that is when I started with DSP Tries It, I was looking to diversify my content on YouTube. I didn't want to only do gameplay because I wanted to at least have something else out there in case something went south. What if gameplay on YouTube somehow became illegal? At least I have other running series, right? That's kind of what I was going for. But over the years, it just became more and more feasible to do gameplay, and not really care about the diversified content. In fact, if you take a look at the history of DSP Tries It, all right, when the series started, of course, it was getting tens of thousands of views every single episode, and back then, YouTube ad revenue was outstanding. I could put out an episode of DSP Tries It, spend $10 at a fast food restaurant, all right, and eat the food, record it, put out the video. That video would make me $100. That's no exaggeration. I was making like $100 profit on a DSP Tries It episode for simply plugging or turning on a camera and recording me eating food. Pretty crazy, huh? All right. These days, every time that I do DSP Tries It, it doesn't even... I don't know what he's doing in the other room. It doesn't even make enough money to pay for the meal. And I'm not exaggerating. I mean that. It doesn't even make enough money to pay for the meal. That's how bad YouTube ad revenue has gotten over the years. I'll put out a video. It'll be 5 to 10,000 views. DSP Tries It. It doesn't even pay $10. You know? So here I am going out of my way, scheduling, planning, scheduling, doing the video, and there's no point in doing it. I might as well just do more streaming, more gameplay streaming, right? Jasper, where'd you put the twisty? Where'd you put it? You just brought it in. I just saw it. Where did you hide that twisty? He walked in the office with a twisty in his mouth like his prey. You know, that's what he does, a prey animal. Or a hunter animal, so that's supposed to be his prey. And, oh, there it is. He put it down behind my chair. How cute. See? So this is what a cat does. It'll, look, Dad, look what I did. I caught something. And he plops it down. He put it down behind my chair as a way of saying, oh, look what I got. Oh, good boy. See? That was nice. That's what you should be doing. Go catch your toy. Play with that. Don't chew the wires. Catch your toy. That's a good boy. Ha ha ha. A good kitty. See? Jasper's a good kitty. He is. He just needs to do the right behaviors to be rewarded for the right behaviors. That's all it is. Okay. So anyway, weekly DSP Tries It. Number 1 got played out. It was a long-running series that lost interest because it was running so long. And it was too commonplace. Number 2, it stopped being profitable. And number 3, the focus for me became just do a lot of gameplay streaming. So now it's good to do DSP Tries It as a rare thing. Every once in a while, I do a marathon, and I'll do a silly DSP Tries It episode as part of the marathon as a special event. It gets a lot more interest and hype behind it that way than just making it a commonplace thing that I do every single week, you see. Just a homie dog cheered and said, how's... Oh, okay, he's a troll. Okay, never mind. I already banned that guy like an hour ago. Let's see here. What I should actually do here is I should open up my PayPal because now obviously contributions are going to start coming in that I will need to review. So let me open this up because I haven't done it yet today. In the meantime, shout out to Rob on Wheels, who has resubscribed at Tier 2. Thank you for the Tier 2 sub, Rob. 38 months in a total, 34 months in a row. He says, still here, y'all. Haven't seen you in a while, Rob. I hope you're doing well. Welcome back. And glad to have you. Good to see you. Frog in a party hat, cheers. Last night you seemed to attribute low contributions on switching between 2 games midstream, but you also say you're a variety streamer and are flexible. So how do you reconcile these two? If you haven't noticed, I'm a very consistent streamer. If you check out the kind of content that I put out, all right, it's very consistent in the kind of content and the length of the content. Usually my early stream runs about, 5+ hours, and it has at least 3 hours of gameplay in it. It's one game, you know what to expect. Typically, my late night stream doesn't have a lot of pre-stream or filler content. It's mostly gameplay, and it usually runs for 2 hours. Last night, I did something completely different. I was finishing 2 games within 2 hours, neither of which even had an hour of gameplay left in them. Okay? In particular, also, these games weren't insanely hyped playthroughs. Okay? The playthrough of Immortals Phoenix Rising, a lot of people didn't like. I particularly liked it, even though it was yet another open-world Ubisoft game, the third of which within like 4 months. I thought that it was a very unique and entertaining game because of the plot and because of the puzzles. So I really enjoyed it, okay? But not a lot of people did, just being honest. A lot of people sat around those streams and complained about the game constantly. Am I surprised? that there wasn't a lot of hype and contributions around the conclusion. No. Bowser's Fury is a standalone game mode for Super Mario 3D World, not a full game, not a lot of hype behind it. Once you've seen the first session of it, you've kind of seen everything about what it's going to be, okay? Is there a lot of hype around it? No. Was there a lot of people going crazy for the playthrough? No. People did want to see me actually do all of the challenges, which I did. So, because I was enjoying the game, so I decided to do it. But, you know, these are not giant AAA games. These are not massive playthroughs where people were, oh my god, I'm so excited to see how Phil reacts to the ending. I don't think anyone was saying that at all. So, am I shocked that last night attendance wasn't great and contributions weren't great? No. It happens. It was outside of my normal comfort zone of doing an ongoing playthrough. It was something different, and stuff happens. Not a big deal. Okay. So an anonymous $1.30 tipper says, even though you failed miserably, it's cool to see you attempt a no magic run for Ghosts and Goblins. Well, here's the thing. I wasn't attempting a no magic run. The game never said there was magic, which is really dumb in my opinion. I'm playing it on legend difficulty. I'm getting in-game the items needed to unlock magic, and the game doesn't say that. I had to manually leave the stage I was in, go back to the main menu, and then the game says, oh yeah, by the way, you found some items in that stage where you unlocked magic. Now you can use it. Like, what? Why wouldn't they just say it so you know? I had no idea. So now, today, we'll implement magic. Okay? Rob on Wheels has done a 500-bit cheer, which is the biggest cheer of the day. And he says, how are you liking Divinity? Let me put it this way. Divinity is going to be a slow burn game. What that means is I'm not exactly sure that there's ever going to be a stream of Divinity that's going to blow my socks off and I'm going to be like, oh my god, I was so overwhelmingly entertained by that stream. The combat is incredibly slow-paced. Some of these fights take upwards of 30 minutes. It seems like every single fight, you're at a disadvantage or you need to strategically try to get the advantage. There's a lot of planning. There's a lot of knowing of the systems, which I don't know because I've never played this kind of a game before. I don't really understand the systems of the game. There's a lot to learn in order to do well at Divinity, okay? That being said, I'm willing... Where did he put the twisty now? I have no idea. Oh, there it is. Okay, I see it now. I'm willing to take the time to learn everything about the game if you guys will be patient. I need you to understand that a game like this, if you actually want me to do well, it's going to take a lot of hand-holding and coaching from my stream viewers to get me to understand the systems of the game. Sadly, when I'm playing it, there's a group of people who are just assholes and sit there, oh, he's doing more menus. Oh, people are telling him what to do. Yes, stupid. The game is not a game that is accessible to someone from the outside. It's just not. It's not built that way. It's meant to be a game that you either know D&D, or you know Baldur's Gate, or you know Divinity. You understand that kind of game, and so you could go into it with that prerequisite knowledge to succeed. I don't have the prerequisite knowledge. So stupid, I have to actually learn from my viewers, because that's the only way I'm ever going to learn. All right? So please understand that. And I want to say thank you to those who are helping me with that playthrough. I'm very willing to... I am very willing to learn, but it's going to be a very slow burn process. 9 hours in, I'm not out of the intro area yet. People are actually saying in the game the intro area should last around 20 hours. There's so much stuff to do there. There's things to learn. There's experience to be gained that it should last 20 hours or more. And I'm okay with that. Okay? Jasper Kitty. Jasper Kitty, look. Twisty. He's hunting the Twisty in the hallway now. But, I mean, I'm okay with that, but that's the kind of game it is. Alright? So, please understand that. That it's not going to be a game. Why did I type Divinity? I typed Divinity. Look at this. I typed Divinity 500. So, Divinity was the top cheerer. I guess at Divinity on the brain, I typed Divinity. Okay. So, anyway... It's the kind of game where it's going to take a long time. And people are actually saying once you get your character classes established and built up, then the game becomes a lot more fun. Because now, you know, you're through the tougher intro segment. It gets more interesting. And it's funny because there's a lot of games like that. I feel there are a lot of games where the early stages are much tougher. And then once you get everything going and building up, it becomes a lot more fun and interesting. Okay? So that's the deal. Thank you to those who are giving it a shot. Thank you to those who are helping me. Thank you, Rob, for supporting me and the streams. Because this is going to be a very different kind of playthrough that likely is going to be a very long one. Snow Curl Cheers, why have you not given long enough high-quality contributors like myself VIP status? All right, I'm just going to ignore that too. Stupid. CM Fool has returned. We have not seen CM Fool in quite some time. He is here, and he just tipped me $10. Thank you, CM Fool, for the tip. Let's get that on the leaderboard. So up to $11 a tip so far today. He says, rapid fire questions. Will you play Dark Souls Fists Only run? No. Sekiro level 1 run? No. Epic Mickey 1 and 2? No. The Quiet Man says sides A and B? No. Battletoads? Maybe. So, to summarize. No, 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 no. Maybe. Okay. Thank you for the tip. Pseudonymous Gamer has resubscribed for 21 months and says, hope all is well, my guy. Thank you, Pseudonymous Gamer. I would say it is. The Villain X also resubscribed for 22 months. Thank you, Villain X, for the resub. Coral Guy is here today and has resubbed for 48 months. That's 4 years of ongoing support from Coral Guy. Thank you, Coral Guy, for 4 years of support. That is really, really appreciated. Thank you very much for that. Good to see you, by the way. Hope you're doing well. Always Hot Teacher says, now with Yelp and online reviews, the waitstaff has to be nice. I mean, that is true. Now that you have an online place to list feedback about a restaurant, it's not just actual audio word of mouth between people in person, but people posting up online. If you're not nice, people are going to know about it. It's a good point to make, Always Hot Tea. Crash Bandicooper just cheers. It looks like the class action lawsuit with Sony for controller drift is going full steam ahead, with lawyers possibly bringing this to court in the next 30 days. Interesting. I personally have had no controller drift issues with my PS4 controllers. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It might just mean I'm a lucky bastard. So, I mean, Nintendo's being held accountable. Sony's being held accountable. This is a good thing. Companies should not get away with putting out defective products and charging top dollar for them. So I'm all for it. Eldon Ring Pop tipped me $1.30. He said, now there's actually a full 60-second trailer that leaked on the internet. And he says, what do you think will come out first, GTA 6 or Elden Ring? Elden Ring. Absolutely Elden Ring. Especially if there's a trailer for it that's about to come out fully. It's way ahead. You know, GTA 6, I don't even believe that they're working on it. I really don't. I just don't believe it. They make too much money and they don't care. I'm sorry, Rockstar is the new Valve. They found their cash cow and they are going to milk that teat as much as they can. They're going to fill as many barrels with milk as possible. Delicious, profitable milk. That's all they care about. Let's see here. Jay Hawkwood Cheery says, would you ever take advantage of a service like Shipped, which does grocery shopping for you? That way you have more time on your day off. Why would I do that when it costs extra money? It's not free. There's no such thing as free delivery. I know that from DoorDash and other things that I've done over the past year. It ain't free. Why would I pay more money when there's a grocery store a block away from me? That would be pretty stupid, wouldn't it? So the answer is no, I'm not going to do that. Let's see here. Another Day on the Terrace Cheers says, don't eat fast food, record and eat what your wife cooks. All right, I'm going to stop reading what this guy has to say because it's really stupid. Okay. Yep, he's done. Because then he cheered again to say something else stupid. So let's just get rid of him now. He's a fucking dunce. Everything he says out of his mouth becomes more stupid, so let's just get rid of him. All right, fuck off. Ricky 888 IOW has subscribed for 3 months. Thank you very much, Ricky. I appreciate that. Snow Carl Cheers, I'm worried about how you'll sort out dinner at 4 p.m. every day when Mrs. Burnell is at work. Will you cook every day or will Kat sometimes cook the day before? All that will be sorted out later. We got to see what her actual work schedule may be. We don't know yet. If she's working early mornings, which is a possibility here, okay? She'll be home in time for dinner. You know? If it depends on what time they're having her go in, which we don't know. We'll have to see. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Patriarchy is here. And has tipped me $20. Said the game looks so much easier if you bring in a couch co-op buddy. It's a shame that people are so cruel to Kat. She won't pop in and play with you. I hope we're doing well. We are. And in fact, as recently as last week, I had a conversation with my wife about that particular topic. Not playing this game, but in particular, her possibly considering an appearance on my streams. All right? And her attitude has not changed in the least. It's exactly the same as we've always said. She was so upset with how people treated her during that Halloween event, she just has no desire to ever come back. None. She's like, if people are just going to be nasty about me, constantly talk about how I look, bring up shit from my past that has nothing to do with our life now. I mean, you have to understand something. Kat has lived with me for 3 years. 3 years. We've been married for almost 2 years. And people will do this. They will go and dig up disgusting, nasty shit that has nothing to do with anything in our lives and act like it does because they are drama losers. They have nothing going on in their lives, so they have to try to ruin the lives of others. So let's bring up shit that has nothing to do with anything in the last 4 to 5 fucking years, right? It's just like, why would you do that? Why would you? Someone is going out of their way because you asked for it to appear on one of my streams, and people are going to sit there and insult. So what did you think would happen? Did you think she would react nicely to that? Of course not. And the truth of the matter is, Kat has her own stuff going on, her own job, her own life and stuff going on behind the scenes that's completely separate from my life as a streamer. We have our own life behind the scenes. That's a nice one. Okay? Why ruin that and add extra drama and extra stress that's not fucking needed? When everything else is good, why add in a factor and an element of stress and harassment that doesn't need to exist? Right? So her opinion and her take on it is, we have a good thing going. Don't ruin it by now having these people have new things to start drama about, new ammo to insult. Fuck them. Fuck those people. They're worthless, and there's no point in giving them what they want, right? And I have to agree with her. If she feels that her appearing on my stream would become endless troll bait, microanalyzation of every second of the video to try to make up new controversies and new conspiracy theories, then there's no point in doing it, and those people can go fuck off. Because that's what people say. What about sub-only mode? None of it matters. People will be illegally recording and restreaming. People will be saying the most disgusting, vile fucking shit, and you'll have a million videos about it the next day. Everyone basically monetizing their hate and monetizing their defamation and monetizing their insane conspiracies, because that's how they make a living. They're losers. They can't put out anything of value. Instead, they have to slander. They have to defame. They have to be toxic. They are toxic, worthless humans. They don't deserve a single moment's time, but there's so many dumb, toxic, worthless humans on this planet that watch that kind of content and propagate it. They push it as valid, that sadly this behavior will not end. So with YouTube pushing that kind of behavior and condoning it, there's no reason why Kat would want to appear ever on my streams ever again. Ever. And I don't blame her. She said this to me, not that she doesn't want to game with me, not that she doesn't think it would be cool to sit and do co-commentary, because it would be, but why put yourself into the line of fire in that position when there is no one out there who is going to stop that kind of disgusting behavior? YouTube's not going to stop it. YouTube likes it. YouTube says, oh, push those videos to the forefront. So fuck all that, and fuck those people. Don't give them the time of day. Don't give them the fuel that they need to create the controversial fires. So I agree with her. I back her on this one. Crash Bandicoot. Oh, excuse me. Oh, no, that's it. Okay, so thank you, Patriarchy, for the $20 tip. Appreciate that. Crash Bandicoot Bertucci said, I just finished Hitman 3. I really enjoyed the game. What I usually do is watch back your playthrough to see how you got on. You literally missed out on 85% of the game, missing the best and funniest kills. Your kills were the blandest. You never replayed levels like you used to, just letting you know you missed out. Well, first of all, I purposely tried to ignore the suggested ways to kill people because I felt that those are too easy. I actually wanted to go outside of my comfort zone of, just follow the tutorial stuff and try to do stuff on my own. And I did. If you look, a lot of the ways that I did things were a little bit different than what the game had intended. The one exception was when I impersonated the investigator in the second level, because that seemed really unique. But outside of that, I tried to do stuff for myself rather than follow the tutorials. I enjoyed the kills that I got. Like, I would say that one exception is I really didn't like the third level. That whole nightclub thing was terrible. I didn't like the design. It was too complicated and having to find all those targets. But the rest of the game I thought was good. The last level I thought was terrible. It was a linear train and you really couldn't do much. It kind of sucked. It didn't even feel like it didn't feel like Hitman at all, right? So, that being said, That being said, I do still think it's a good game. I just don't know if it's necessarily a great game to end the trilogy. I actually think out of that trilogy, I think Hitman 2 was the best game out of the Hitman trilogy. It actually felt like they kind of rushed to finish this one, in my opinion. Now, you're right. I didn't go back and redo stages. You want to know why? Because when I did that with the previous games, people complained it was boring. That was the feedback I got. Oh, we don't want to see you redo the same stage over and over. We don't really care about that. There were some people who asked for that, but it wasn't the majority. Most people were actually like, nah, just do something else. I got to go with my audience, man. You know, am I a gamer at heart? And is that why I do it? Yes. But I'm also a content creator, and this is my job, and I got to entertain my audience. And if people are telling me the first runs were boring, then I can't continue to do more and more runs, you see? Okay. Random Game Roulette just cheered. It says, Phil, Safeway and other grocery stores deliver for free if you order a certain amount. Makes life easier for us. All right. Thanks. CM Full to me $1.30 says, they is a magic system in Ghosts and Goblins. You need it if you play on Legendary. Otherwise, you'll spend 5 hours on the first level. Gee, thanks for that very timely tip, CM Fool. Really appreciate that. Always being on time with your tips. This is a running joke with him, is that he basically gives advice way too late for it to be effective. Thank you for the tip. FL Gibson just cheered. He says, I really hate that trolls ruin these sorts of opportunities. It's disappointing. I totally get why Cat would never want to come on stream again. I think what you guys are doing now is probably the right decision. Yeah. Here's the other thing you guys got to understand. All right? Not everyone is the same. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't have the thickest skin, but over the years, I've definitely built up a resistance and tolerance to people saying really ridiculous, disgusting things about me. Not everyone's like that. A lot of people are actually sensitive to insults. All right? My wife is particularly one of them. She doesn't want to sit here and be insulted by people she doesn't know all day long and then have them say, oh, well, it's your own fault for sitting on a stream. You put yourself in the line of fire. Well, then fuck off. She just won't put herself on the stream anymore. And now here we are years later. Oh, man, see, why won't you come on stream? Why do you think? That's why, right? Not everyone is exactly the same. In fact, I would say the vast majority of people probably don't want people sitting and constantly insulting them for things they don't deserve, for things that are not true. You know, that can hurt people. It could be, it could really, make people feel like shit. You know, and honestly, yeah, I used to be that way, but then I kind of felt the way for me to succeed is to become more irreverent towards it. Like I told you guys, that whole King of Hate moniker came about when so many people shat on me and said, you're no good, you're ugly, you're fat, you stink. All right, they didn't say I stink, but they said you're ugly, you're fat, you're not funny, you're not original, your content has no value, you shouldn't be a person who has success, and, fuck you. You're always going to be a loser. And what I do is I take all of that negativity and toxicity thrown my way, and I redirect it to give myself motivation to prove those people wrong. Every single day that I stream and I entertain my audience, I prove those people wrong. Every single day that I'm able to still make a living doing this, despite the fact that these people have made a concerted effort to stop me from being able to do this for my job for many years, is a day when I've proven them wrong. And because of that, I'm able to refocus my efforts and keep doing what I do. Not everyone can do that. That is an acquired thing. Some people just don't want to be fucking upset all the time. They want to be insulted all the time. I understand that. That's just common. Most people don't want to put themselves into a position where you're going to be ridiculed and fucking, ripped a new butthole for what? What did you do to deserve that? Nothing. But people will do it because they're malicious, worthless shits. So, that's the deal. It's that simple. It's very simple. All right? So, you had the chance, people had their chance to have Cat be part of the streams. They ruined it. And now here we are years later and they're still complaining about it. Well, maybe it's just time to say, well, we know what happened and now we know why. Move on. Because that's the thing. They want it both ways. They want Cat on the streams so they can then be nasty to her. That's the whole point. That's why they want it. They want to have days worth of slanderous, insanely conspiracy theory-filled, insulting content on the internet. This is how they make their money. So fuck them. Don't give them what they want. Haiku for you, Boo. Cheered. He says, we hear a lot about how much you love your partner's cooking. What do you cook for her when she's working? Are you indoors all day? Any particular favorites? I'm not a very good cook. The one best meal I can make is my homemade Italian sauce, which results in many good meals for us, like meatball or sausage grinders, or homemade, my homemade sauce with pasta, okay? Outside of that, I'm not a good cook at all. I can do anything that's easy to fry, burgers, hot dogs, simple shit like that. Stir fry, which is insanely easy. Just toss a couple things into a pan and stir it up. That's it. I have no complex cooking skills. The one thing that I say I'm decent at, I can make a pretty good grilled cheese sandwich. I can make some pretty good ones that are pretty high end. Like I could do like a turkey with cheddar with a little bit of sauce and bacon, and I can make it so that the grilled cheese is like good. It's like perfect meltedness and toastedness on the sides. That's about it. That is about it. So there's nothing else I could do about that. I'm not a good cook. I never had the opportunity to cook that much. When I lived alone, why would I even cook? Because why am I going to make a giant meal and waste all that time for something just for me quick? Especially when I was, a full-time YouTuber. My attitude was eat and get right back to filming as soon as possible. So, I'm not good at it. Lexad93 has resubscribed for 10 months and says, Phil, my cat just died of a heart failure, and I'm completely distraught. I'm glad that you're still a content creator. You really help us through these hardships, so keep going, my dude. I'm really sorry to hear that, Lexad. Losing a pet can be just as hard on you as losing a loved one, especially when your pet is a long-standing part of your family. I'm sorry for your loss, and, what I would hope is that your cat had a really good life with you, and that you can focus in on those really nice special memories that you had. As long as you remember your pet, they'll never be too far away. You know what I mean? But thank you for the 10-month resub. Thank you for the sentiment. I will do my best to entertain and distract you from your loss. Redacted Code just cheered and said, what if you did a game together but YouTube video only? It could be a goal. No. All right, I'm not going to waste my time. Why are you still talking about this? No. Andreas tipped me $1.30 and says, why didn't you play Nioh 2 DLCs? Regards. Because I didn't want to do them. Nioh 2 was an incredibly long game. If you guys remember the playthrough, I basically did a completionist run where I beat every single optional boss in the game, including the most difficult ones. And I enjoyed doing that, but the playthrough lasted several months. So after I was done with that, I didn't want to do DLCs. I was done with the game. Same thing with games that I've just recently played. I just finished Immortals Phoenix Rising. There's a DLC out. I'm not playing it. I just played the game for 2 months. I just finished Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Oh, there's DLC coming out. That's great. I'm not playing it. It took me 4 months to beat the fucking game. Right? I don't want to play more. I've had enough. At some point, these games have to end, and you have to move on to other stuff. You can't just keep dwelling and playing the same shit over and over and over and over and over and over. It overstays its welcome. Okay? Total Score and Cheers, if for real, when you get a new laptop added to your assorted armament, it seems super slow. I need one. I can't afford it. Every month there's a reason. In January, I had a giant state tax bill I wasn't expecting that took away any kind of excess income that I had to pay to the state. All right? Last month, because things are so tight from that state tax bill, any funds that I raised had to be putting towards the standard stuff here just to pay my normal bills and get by. Now, all of a sudden, I forgot I have to pay my tax guy up front for him to file my taxes. So any excess money I'm raising now is being saved to pay that guy, and that has to happen as soon as possible. This is just, it's life. This is adult life. Whenever you think that you could have excess or you have extra, you don't. Because there's something else that comes up. This is just adult life. What I'm hoping, once we get past this time, this stupid tax season, maybe then get a little bit more leeway around the summer-ish. I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, I definitely need a new laptop, and I need a new chair. Those are the two big priorities for me, and I can't get anything right now. I can't. It's just life. Snorlax cheered. So finally picked up Mario Odyssey. I'm really enjoying it. I appreciate your praise of the game. Do you think you and Kat would ever do anything for patrons, like higher tier pledge Q&As, but with both of you? No. She has no desire to be in my content. I don't know how many times I can fucking repeat myself. It's like, it's in one ear and out the other with some of you people. She doesn't want to be in the content. You know why. I've explained it. All right. Let's get to shoutouts. The week is young. In fact, the streaming week has just begun. So thank you to those who cheered this morning, including Always Hot Tea, Frog in a Party Hat, and Golden Colts that are triple tied for 8th. Then we got a 5-way tie for 3rd place between Crash Bandicoot, Random Game Roulette, FL Gibson, Haiku for Yubu, and Redacted Code. In 2nd place, we got Snow Carl, and in 1st place, Rob on Wheels. Thank you guys very much for that. I don't believe we have any gifted subs. We do not. No gifted subs right now, guys. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we had a wager going this morning. Would pre-stream end before noon? The answer is no, it did not. People kept asking questions. Therefore, the wager is over. The pre-stream did not end before noon, and I will hand out the Penne Point rewards. There you go. Crash Bandicoot just cheered again and said, I've been catching up on the last few days. Please don't take it the wrong way. A story about you going to the dump was completely unnecessary. You're a content creator, and you told us your audience it was such an ordeal and difficult going to the dump on your day off. We all do it in our daily lives. Your audience don't need to hear that. I'm saying things like that is giving detractors ammo. So you don't want to hear anything about my personal life? Fine, then I won't. See what I mean? How it's a double-edged sword? So if I don't tell you guys anything about my personal life, I hear about how I don't share stuff anymore, and that's unfortunate. People like to hear what I do on my day off. So I've shared some of that stuff. Oh, why'd you do that? Now it sounds like you're complaining about normal life stuff, and now the detractors have ammo. So it's like you can't have it both ways. Do you want me to only talk about game news and stream-related stuff, or do you want me to talk about stuff from my personal life? One or the other, right? There's no perfect formula here of a balance of how to do it. It's either it's too much or it's too little. There's never, oh, that's the right amount, right? So, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Spawn Killer gifted a sub to VG Stuffed. Congratulations, VG Stuffed. Thank you, Spawn Killer, for the support. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a break. I got to use the restroom. The coffee has run through me, as they say. When I come back, it will be Ghosts N Goblins Resurrection. Continuing on here on the stream. Hopefully I can beat the first stage. But in the meantime, let's take a break. Everyone grab a drink or a snack. Use the restroom yourselves, whatever you need. And I'll be back after the break. Thank you, guys. And I will see you in a bit.